Alright, so I took apart, I removed everything pretty much, and so basically that's what I'm doing. I have a hot water with detergent, and I'm gonna wash all those parts except ball bearings, all those plastic parts. It's hot, so let it sit, let it wash any sand or old grease. So this should wash. You can use some, pressure if you want, like water pressure a little bit, but I don't think it's necessary. I just want to make sure that all those parts are washed and clean, and then I'm gonna put everything back together. I remove everything. I remove pretty much everything except this part, because I will have to take this apart. I don't want to, but this should wash, and then I'm gonna wash with the cold water again one more time, and just put it back. I'm gonna put it back together and apply grease and a little bit of oil, and this should do it. Okay, so I'm back, and I washed everything in the hot water. Looks pretty clean, every part. So now I'm gonna put it back together and put some lube, and I'm using Super Lube mixed with a little bit of Shimano oil. You can use pen lube, pen grease, real grease, whatever you like. Make sure this is just high quality. And I also use Abu Garcia real oil to mix. So basically I'm just putting a little bit of grease I'm using a brush. We're not going to use everything, but maybe. You don't have to put too much. And then I'm going to put a couple drops of oil. And let's mix together. So it's not a stick. Okay. So what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna work with this part first. This will go like this. I'm gonna put those two pins. You have two sides, so make sure you're putting the right side, and goes through that. There's a hole, there you go. There's a one, and then goes second one. Takes time, but it's nothing really. It's not super difficult. If you're not comfortable, don't do it. Send it to Shimano. There you go. Just make sure they're flat. And now we will have to put the plastic end. But before we do that, there are two little washers. So anyway, I got the washer in, and I got this plastic end. I got those two pins. So now I'm gonna put back this little plate in the back. Just goes like this. Anyway, so I got those two screws. They're not easy to put, but you have to play with this. So I got them in. Looks like it's working. Now we have this front piece, which we have to put inside in here, just to keep this thing. There is. There we go. Now this should. There you go. Now you can see it's working fine. Okay, so we got this part, which is kind of tricky, but we got it. And what I like to do, to put the ball bearing in there. I'm going to put a little bit of grease on those rollers here. There's a pole which is working back and forth, and I'm going to put a little bit. Oh no, this is not good. It shouldn't be here. Don't put too much grease. Okay, should work. Okay, and I like to put some grease with the wheel here. Okay, so we have this, and now I like to put the pinion gear, which I cleaned, ball bearing, go inside, and I want to see how it works. There it is. There we go. You can see works really well. I'm going to put a little grease on pinion gear, on the gear here. Just to keep it moist. And if you really like, you could put drop of, I'm going to put drop of oil here. This is Shimano oil. You can order from them. I think it's expensive, but it's a good oil. I'll put that little oil in here. Don't put too much oil, because when you put too much oil, you get a mess after a while. And some reels like this one, they have a special cap so you can put oil in there, but they stopped doing this. I know Shimano is not putting those caps anymore because people were pouring so much oil and complaining that reels have stopped working. So don't do that. You better put grease than oil, I can tell you this. Okay, so I have this part. I got this pretty much greased properly. So now I'm gonna put this one, main gear. I have those 2 washers, you have to remember about them. And then I have this brass washer. Okay, and we need a ball bearing which goes in here. Right, let's see how it works. It's fine. And now let's put a little bit on main gear. A little bit grease. Let's lay this. So you can see I'm not a professional. I never claimed to be one, so I'm just showing you I've learned how to do it because I've been cleaning my reels for many years, and if you know how to do it yourself, you can open it once a season and you don't have to send it, you don't have to pay $50, whatever they charge. You can save 50 bucks. It's not a difficult task. If you have some skills, you should be able to do it without any problem. I'm going to show you next time. I'm going to put a little bit more grease here. I'm going to show you next time how to do Shimano Sense and Abo Cardinal 6500.